Just go.
Hi, I'm Richard Kind, and you're listening to the CVH Podcast. That's what she said.
Yes. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thursday, May 15th, 2025. I am coming from Madrid. We opened our Attila last night here to a raucous crowd. Great audience, actually. Surprising. I have to tell you, my time in Spain has been well spent. I'm quickly falling in love with this city. I'd never been here before. I'm always bragging about Paris, but my God, this is a miracle place. Now, maybe July and August are not so fun here, but May is great. The people are nice. The city is beautiful. It's modern and historic. It's got both things going. I can't find bad food, and a surprising amount of great seafood for a city that's seriously landlocked. Amazing food, amazing wine, amazing people, audience, all of it. I'm not just blowing smoke. I've really, I don't know, feel like somebody's been holding out on me. Who's holding out on me? Why didn't anybody tell me Spain was so great? I love working here. This has been a joy. And we put this show together quick. I mean, we did this in 4 rehearsals, really, 4 rehearsals total. We didn't have much time. Everybody's doing Arthur, our baritone. He's the only one who did it before, but he said it was 10 years ago. That might as well, you're at 10 years, your brain is not maintaining a lot of that. And everybody else, Sandra and Fobs and myself, we're all role debuting. Fortunately, the maestro, Luis Otti, has done it many, many times, so he had a handle on things. But really, we had 4 rehearsals, and we put this up, and it went great. It's a great piece, a surprisingly good Verdi piece. And surprise, surprise, when you don't do a production, you can get through the whole opera in 2 hours. It's all that set and costume changing that really slow things down. But honestly, with an intermission, we were done at 2:15. It's a quick night. And a barn burner. Boy, there's some big numbers in that thing. Big Verdi numbers. No joke. I loved it. We enjoyed it. The crowd loved it. We're going to get a second chance at it on Saturday, which is great. And then I'm off to London. But, love London, but I'm not quite ready to leave Spain yet. There's more here. I want to be back. I think I will come back. We're already talking about some stuff, but I love it here. It's surprised me, actually. It's the right price, too. I feel like this is a guarded secret. People don't know. You think some major city's going to be wildly expensive. It's not. I've hardly spent a dime here. Going out to dinner a bunch, and everything's very kind of reasonably priced, and groceries are reasonably priced, and the Uber was reasonable. Everything. Even my apartment with this cool bird behind me. All of it's been good. This was something I did. I did this aria a long time ago. I'll tell you a fun story. So this aria, which is not for kids by any stretch. It's long and hard. Jamie?
That's what she's saying.
Indeed. It's long and hard, and it has a caballetto, which is run twice, and it's a barn burner. I mean, there's kind of no place to reset or breathe. You just gotta go. It's no joke. It's seriously no joke. And when I was a young artist in Chicago, we had kind of what do they call it, a Rising Stars night, where we would get to sing with the orchestra. And they would bring in a notable maestro to work with the kids, and I say kids because we were in our young 20s. We were babies. And the man who was running the program, a famous person within the business named Richard Perlman, who probably a lot of the young ones don't know, but anybody my age and older would know. Richard Perlman was a huge figure in the opera world, and ran the Eastman School of Music opera program for a long time. And he was at the San Francisco Opera, and he ran the Lyric Opera of Chicago, Ryan Opera Center for I don't want to say because I think I'd be wrong, but I think it was at least 15 or more years. Richard Perlman was a giant in the young artist training business, and we all owed a lot to him. And he was sick. He was dying. Richard had bad cancer, and he was dying quickly. It all just happened suddenly. We were there, and then suddenly he just wasn't doing very well, and it was going down very quickly. And he didn't have a lot of family, and we didn't really know. We had to do a lot of investigating before we found out what the guy was dealing with, but it was obvious it was getting bad quick. And there wasn't a lot of treatment that was going on. Like whatever they found late, and when they find it late, they can't do a whole lot but keep you comfy. And this is what was happening to him. And he was medicated and having trouble at work, and eventually ended up in the hospital. This is a very long, sad story. This is 20 years ago, but he was in his hospital, and he was still working. He was still trying to figure out what we all were going to do. He had plans. We would go in shifts and visit him in the hospital because we were his family. He didn't have family. And we were the people going to visit him. And we would go in kind of shifts. Who's going today? And we'd go sit and visit with Richard. And each time he went, he was getting worse. And I went to go see him, and he said, "Christian, I think you should sing Mentre gonfiarsi from Attila." I didn't know it. I mean, I had heard it, but I didn't know it. I never learned it. And he says, "I think that would be incredible for you." And I took it to heart. Foolishly, I listened to him. This is not an aria for young basses. This is an aria for a well-seasoned, very professional, very calculated singer. This was not for young artists, but the man was dying, and I took it as a sign, call it youthful naivete. I don't know. I don't know. I was naive, and I just took his advice, and I learned the aria, and I sang it, and it kind of went good, sort of, with the piano, but the closer we got to doing it, I could tell that I was sort of running out of gas with about 2 minutes to go in the piece, and it's about 7.5 minutes, so about 5 minutes into it, I was like, I wish I was wrapping this up, not heading back into the long cabaletta with ornaments. And I didn't have a lot of guidance. Nobody was really telling me the truth, I think, in that moment. And the place was so good for protecting you, and it was so good at making sure you weren't in over your head. But it was kind of a traumatic time within the program, and our leader was dying. And so people's brains were in a lot of places. We weren't necessarily totally on top of everything. And anyway, I sang this aria with orchestra at a Rising Stars concert almost exactly 20 years ago, and shat the stage. I had no business doing it, and I did it. And like I said, I knew with the piano I was out of gas with 2 minutes to go, and this was like big boy stuff. You weren't just going to get through it. There was no muscling through it. There was no amount of youthful testosterone that was going to help me get through this thing. And so it didn't go great. I kind of ran. I sang myself in a corner. I couldn't get it out, and my larynx was going higher and higher and higher, and the pressure was mounting, and there was no way out of it. And it ended, and they applauded very generously. It was a very supportive atmosphere, but I knew what had happened, and somewhere there's got to be a recording of it. I hope it never sees the light of day. But somehow last night I thought about Richard, and I thought, all right, my man, it took me 20 years, but this aria finally went well. You have no idea what a singer's got going on in their head when they're up on stage, and maybe after all these years of singing, it looks like I'm killing it. And they go, oh my God, he's got it. He's got all the notes. Didn't run out of gas, just like the legato was there, the language was there, the drama was there, and I sang it full-throated and lasted and all that. And you think, boy, he's just always had it, but not really. That piece in my brain was something I suffered through long time ago. It was a rough one. Trauma. I have some I have some built-in PTSD that I think I exercised last night. So I thought of Richard in the moment, and send that one up to him. He was a good guy. He was a real good guy, actually. Somebody that dedicated his life to this business. And as I go further here, and I was talking about it last night at the after party, we've given our life to this art form, and what's a better way to spend your life than dedicating it to the arts? Or what's a better way to spend your time? I don't know. I can't imagine doing anything else. And so singing last night, and I thought about Richard, somebody who had given his life and who on his deathbed was looking at singers. He wasn't looking at family. He didn't have much family. We were his family, and I'm reminded of that often as I'm on the road and I go to dinner with folks, and I go, this is my road family, and this is important. This is an important aspect of it. It can be real lonely out here, even if you have cool pictures like this one behind me. But I walked into the room, and I've been around long enough that I knew all the major players. I'd worked with everybody before, long-term friendships, and so you walk in very comfortable. There's no nervousness. Often the kids joke about it being the first day of school. The older you get, the less it feels like that. It just feels like a continuation of what you'd already been doing. And I tend to not say goodbye. I just say see you next time. And so that's kind of how it is. And I walked in and I see Fabiano and I see Arthur and I see Sandra and Maestro, and just it's old friends. It can't help but to feel like old friends. And let's go do this thing that we love to do so much. We've given our life to it. We might as well be great at it. We might as well do it as well as we can. And we did. And I'm happy to have another. Today I've got a visit to the tattoo shop. Dun, dun, dun. The addiction of a tattoo is real. For those of you who have it, you rarely meet somebody with just one. And if they do, it's like on their ankle. It's like a bad spring break decision. It's like a dolphin or a unicorn in an odd place, or God forbid a tramp stamp, or sorry, forgive me, tramp stampers. Some things are a good idea at the time. No regrets. Yeah. So I have a little trip over there, something I've been planning on for a while now, and I'm going to go get done. And tomorrow I'm going to go visit Escurial, and go stand at the grave of King Philip II. I have to see this magnificent place. Madrid and Spain have been so wonderful to us, and anytime I mention to anyone that I'm going to Escurial to have a tour, they're jealous. They're immediately jealous, even if they've been there before. They're like, "Oh man, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it." It's a super nerdy singer thing to do, to go stand at the grave of King Philip, but I feel the need to. I feel I want to. That's what's going on. I'll be in London soon to begin a Carmen, and I have to tell you, since I've been in Madrid, and I have gone to the Bullfights 4 times. I would have gone more if my nights had been free. I am completely obsessed with the bullfight. I'm not going to talk about animal rights. I'm not going to talk about animal cruelty. That's not my. I have no agenda. I eat meat. I'm a meat eater. So we don't have to get too far into that. I apologize if this offends you. This is an unbelievable spectacle. In the middle of a dirt ring surrounded by 20,000 people, a 20-year-old will stand there in front of a bull. And these are the things that intersect: art, violence, and sex, all in one tiny spot, right there in the middle of the ring. Art, violence, and sex. There's music in the room. There's spectacle. It's completely analog. There's not a digital sign in sight. This is you might as well have gotten to a time machine. And I'm not going to bore you with the details. I have completely learned the rules and the traditions and all the different aspects of the bullfight. But this is an incredible dance. The bullfighters are built like ballerinas. They are tied into a costume. They look like Elvis in the early 70s. You know, they just like, it's like this shiny figure out in the middle of this field of dirt. Not a field, but, the dirt arena. And they're wearing gold and greens and purples, and you can't help. It's the only person, other than the 1,500-pound bull that's running at him, you can't take your eyes off this matador. And it's kind of like Elvis or Mick Jagger, where everybody wants them. You know, the women want him, the men want to be him or want him. It's like this odd mix of sexual confusion and violence, and the threat of death is real. And then he has this dance with something that wants to kill him, something that is confused and scared and murderous. It has murder in its eyes, and it is indifferent. It has no feeling. It wants to kill. I saw a man get gored. The first night I was there, a guy took it right in his upper thigh. I'll say it was his ass, but to save him some embarrassment, it was upper thigh, and goddamn. Ripped his suit. I mean, jacket was all tore up. The bull tossed him 3 or 4 times, and the guy who was, I don't know, 25 and 140 pounds, they tried to get him out of there, and he just took off his ripped jacket, and he went back out, and he finished that dance. Oh, my God. Yes, the animal is scared. The animal is tortured. I'm not going to debate anybody on whether that's happening or not happening. It's 100% happening. I'm not gonna justify it, but I will say it was a fascinating spectacle. I can only imagine that this was like ancient Rome and going to the Colosseum and watching a man fight a lion. That's all I could equate this to. Is it grotesque? Probably, for sure. Is it mean and cruel? Probably. I'm not going to say it isn't, but as a spectacle, as something to witness, as something to experience as an artist, was spellbinding. I think about it every day. I wish I could go there. After 3 fights, I thought I could do this. This is why women live longer than men. I absolutely think that I could put that. I mean, I have put that suit on. Maybe that's half of it. I could fit in one of those suits, and I really truly believe that I could do this, or at least not die. I think I could not die. Whether or not it would look great, whether or not fear would take over and I just couldn't go and stand in front of the animal or not. But I mean, watching what these boys do, and they are boys. They are boys. Whew, boy, that was exciting. I saw fighters get booed. I saw a fighter get carried out of the arena, which I learned was incredibly rare. I saw them, this bravado. I saw it. It's like this mixture of sex and violence all in one place. And I don't like to mix those animal urges. I don't like to mix those things. But for some reason, when all of that comes together in this beautiful, fluid dance between 1,500-pound beast and a 140-pound man, you can't help but to have your breath taken. It was truly, truly something. I highly recommend it. Close your eyes when the animal is towards the end. There's not a small amount of blood. There's a lot of blood. There's also a slaughterhouse right there at the arena, and all of the meat is taken to homeless shelters, from what I've understood, and goes on to be feed and goes on. None of it is wasted. I mean, this is. I don't know if that helps, and even as I say it, it's not a very good justification. But at least it's not just tossed aside, and the animal is applauded as it leaves the ring. Again, not trying to have a fight with anybody about any of this. It's just as a spectacle, it was amazing, breathtaking. That's what's going on. I love you for listening. Episode Who Cares? Probably won't hear from me again until I get to London. I get to London on Saturday or Sunday, so we'll talk to you next week. Okay, everybody. Thanks for listening. When we play the outro music, you love it. And we'll see you next time. Okay, thanks. Bye.